Grace and peace to you. Friends, do you know who you are? That is simultaneously a big question that might fill you with dread, and a simple question that you might answer by just saying your name. But I'll ask it again. Do you know who you are? Rather than leave you scrabbling around in the dark for how to answer it, I'll give you some of my answers. I am Dan. I am Reverend Dan Harper, minister of Bridge of Allen Parish Church. I am son, brother, husband, dad, uncle, cousin, nephew, and probably a bit more too. I'm a friend. I am both a graduate of mathematics and of theology. But does any of that answer the question? Does any of that say who I am? Today, as we journey into the second half of Advent, we're invited to come and prepare ourselves. O come and prepare yourself. Over the last 2 weeks, we've looked at being prepared and preparing the way. And unsurprisingly, there is an overlap between those two and an overlap with today. But today, as we look at preparing ourselves, we join with John the Baptist in answering that difficult question, who are you? It's a question that looks into our hearts, and it asks us to think about our drive and our intention. What's important to us? It asks us about who we are, and more importantly, who we want to be. John chapter 1, verses 6 and 8, and 19 to 28. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning the light, so that through him all might believe. He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. Now this was John's testimony when the Jewish leaders in Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask him who he was. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely, I am not the Messiah. They asked him, then who are you? Are you Elijah? He said, I am not. Are you the prophet? He answered, no. Finally they said, who are you? Give us an answer to take back to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself? John replied in the words of Isaiah the prophet, I am the voice of one calling in the wilderness, make straight the way for the Lord. Now the Pharisees who had been sent questioned him, why then do you baptize if you're not the Messiah, nor Elijah, nor the prophet? I baptize with water, John replied, but among you stands one you do not know. He is the one who comes after me, the straps of whose sandals I am not worthy to untie. This all happened at Bethany, on the other side of the Jordan where John was baptizing. Amen. The question is asked in that reading, John, who are you? The question that jumps out to us from the reading, who are you? In the reading, John answers questions and starts to define himself by saying what and who he is not. He is not Elijah. He is not the prophet. And he's not the Messiah. And if he's not these things, then who or what is he? He says he's the voice calling in the wilderness, the one pointing to who will come after him. John is saying he is not God and he's not a prophet, but that he's someone who points to God. He's a signpost and a loud hailer that is directing to God. As we approach Christmas this year, in a year when lots of things that we might like to use to define the season are cancelled, we have to prepare ourselves as individuals and collectively as church. We have to prepare ourselves to say, that does not define me. and then point to what Christmas is really about. And as part of that, we have to dig into the matter and answer the question of ourselves, who are you? Can we answer that question and therefore find our Advent voice this year and speak into the silence? Making clear who we are by speaking up in both words and actions into this unusual silence of a coronavirus Christmas. In the silence of excess, let us speak of humility. In the silence of need, let us speak of mercy. In the silence of unfairness, let us speak justice. As we prepare ourselves for this Christmas like no other, let us remember, like John, who we are and who we are not. We're not simply here for the tinsel, trees and trinkets. We are here to both see and be the signpost to God, pointing with mercy, acting with justice and walking with humility. So in answer to the question, who are you? I might answer, on a good day, I am Dan. I look to God and try to show God to others in what I say and what I do. So what's your answer? As you think about who you are this week, I challenge you to look at all the individual bits that you'll be missing from your normal Christmas, and work through what is important and why. And once you know why it's important, try to find a way of achieving that end through different means. If you want to sing this week, remembering that love came down at Christmas is a good thing, and there's a link in the description. And as you pray for all those who have less than they need, less than they are used to. And ask God what you can do to help, and go and do it. And as you do, go with the blessing of God, knowing you are sent to bear witness, to love, and to point to the Son of Light, who shines for us all, this Christmas and always.